Look at your hand right now. Seriously, just hold it up and look at it. You see skin, texture, maybe the light reflecting off your nails. You think you are experiencing perception of reality in real time, right? You're not. What you are seeing is a memory, a ghost. By the time light hits your retina, it gets processed by the optic nerve and is reconstructed by your visual cortex. About 80 milliseconds have passed. You are technically living in the past. Everything you see, hear, and touch is a delayed broadcast. But it gets weirder. That hand you see, it doesn't actually look like that. That is just the user-friendly image your brain decided to show you so you don't freak out. Welcome to the simulation theory inside your own head. To understand how the human brain works, we have to talk about where you actually live. You, your consciousness, your personality, your memories are trapped inside a dark, silent vault called the skull. Your brain has never seen light. It has never touched a surface. It has never heard a sound. It sits in total darkness and silence. So, how does the brain know what reality looks like? It has to guess. Your eyes, ears, and skin are just sending electrical signals. They aren't sending images or sounds. They are sending code. Your brain takes that noisy, chaotic electrical chatter and interprets it. It says, okay, based on neuroscience facts I've learned before, this pattern usually means chair, and this pattern usually means face. It constructs a 3D model of the world around you. But here is the catch. It's not building this model based on accuracy. It's building it based on survival. It's like a pilot flying in fog. You don't see the mountain, you just trust the instruments. Your brain doesn't show you the absolute truth about reality. It shows you the data you need to survive. This brings us to a concept that might sound terrifying, but is actually the most beautiful thing about human psychology. We tend to think that hallucinating is something that happens when things go wrong. But experts in modern neuroscience, like Anil Seth, suggest a mind-blowing theory. Your brain hallucinates your conscious reality. Let that sink in. Reality is a hallucination that we all agree on. When you dream at night, your brain is constructing a world without input from your eyes. That is an unchecked hallucination. When you are awake, your brain is doing the exact same thing, constructing a world, but this time, it uses sensory input to anchor that simulation. It is a controlled hallucination. The only difference between a dream and reality is that reality is constrained by data. Your brain is a prediction machine. Have you ever walked down a street and thought you saw a cat, but it was just a plastic bag? That wasn't a mistake in your eyes. That was your brain's prediction engine firing too early. It highlights how optical illusions work. Now, why would evolution design us this way? Why not just show us the objective reality? Because the truth is too complicated. Imagine if you were using your laptop, and instead of seeing a nice folder icon, you saw the millions of lines of binary code that actually make up that folder. You wouldn't be able to send an email. You'd be overwhelmed. Cognitive science tells us that your reality is that desktop interface. The colors you see, they don't exist in the universe. Atoms aren't red or blue. Color is just a code your brain created to help you distinguish a ripe fruit from a poisonous one. If you perceived quantum physics and atoms as they truly are, 99.9% empty space, your hand would look like a ghost. For millennials and Gen Z, this is crucial. We live in a world of screens and virtual reality, but we need to realize we have been wearing a VR headset since birth. It's called the human brain. This is where it gets powerful. If your brain constructs reality, then reality is not fixed. It is malleable. Think about anxiety or social pressure. That is a construction. Just like your brain constructs the color red, it constructs the feeling of fear based on predictions. If you understand how perception works, you stop taking your negative thoughts so seriously. You realize, wait, this fear isn't an absolute truth. It's just a prediction. You can challenge the prediction. This is the basis of neuroplasticity, changing how your brain wires itself. We spend so much time trying to change the outside world to make us happy, but the interface is internal. The lens through which you see the world determines the quality of your life. You are not just a passive observer of the universe. You are the architect of your own experience. So, the next time you look at the stars or look into someone's eyes, remember, you aren't seeing them as they are. You are seeing them as you are. You are creating a masterpiece of perception every single second. It's time to take control of the construction. If you want to keep exploring the deep architecture of your mind and understand the psychology of consciousness, make sure you stick around. This has been BrainAscend. See you in the next simulation.